Okay. I don't know what to do, was my own tribal leader told me as we were eating in the dining hall for Longhouse Sunday services. He explained that these were the words of the newly elected chairman that was a favorite among many of our enrolled members. I asked him what he had offered for advice to the new chairman, and his response was only, hey, don't say that in front of our main leader. He won't appreciate that. So remember that. My response was, I guarantee you that our main leader, the one who said that, probably felt the same way when he was newly elected official. So this goes into that my thesis that the NAL graduate program should include courses that focuses on general federal policies, trainings, and grant writing programs, so tribal leaders have a better understanding and means when they lead tribal departments and overlooking tribal governing issues. Understanding federal policy is a must in Indian country. It takes time and effort to understand federal regulations and policies. Many times leaders don't understand clearly the demands of knowing federal procedures to follow in managing tribal issues. Is an overwhelming role overseeing programs that are run under federal guidelines. It's difficult at times when learning new issues that have not been taught to you, or you have no work experience in positions within the tribal agency. When working in new positions that involves federal policies and regulations, it becomes difficult at times to even manage. Having a course that aims at learning and knowing federal regulations will better prepare a leader to be a constructive and valuable asset within their tribal community. State and federal laws are overwhelming, and many times we have left this work up to lawyers that tribes hire to protect and to defend tribal rights. Not to say that we don't need the lawyers, but we can better assist our tribal leaders and aid them with simple foundations for understanding state laws versus federal laws. In turn, they will be better prepared or engaged in affairs and matters, and with a sense of confidence of being a leader. Many times the reading of tribal sovereignty material is overwhelming and not broken down in layman terms. For many leaders who have limited skills and who are oral leaders have a hard time and difficulty understanding sovereign laws. Including a course that highlights the federal policies and regulations will provide a better foundation for leaders and incoming leaders as well. Another idea our topic is that we are losing federal funding, and it seems to be a major topic in Indian country. We need to utilize our own leaders to find the funding instead of paying consultants and outside people that many tribes have a great amount of fear of losing federal dollars when we already have limited funding filtering into the tribes across the country. It would be helpful to include an NAL course on basic or in-depth grant writing for tribal leaders. It seems to be a stumbling block for most tribal programs. At least they can establish a basis for the process of basic grant writing. Many times we have tribal employees trying to write grants with little experience or none experience at all. If we have leaders who have the skills and knowledge of grant writing, they in turn can provide assistance and guidance to their own employees and members to seek additional funding for the programs that are through federal regulations. This would eliminate excess spending on hiring outside people for writing grants for tribal programs. Tribal leaders have little or no education, and hopefully we can help those leaders become educated, because a lot of our older leaders come from an older generation, and instinctively our oral learners are hands-on learners as well. Tribes are coming of age and blending traditional ways with contemporary ways. This is sometimes an obstacle we face more than often. However, leaders can be successful with the mix of educated leaders and traditional leaders by working together, and that leads into the next idea of professional development. Professional development is an advantage in any type of work environment. Higher education institutions that are near or on reservations need to establish a partnership with tribal nations to help develop ongoing professional development and trainings to assist tribes. It would be an advantage and useful tool to be effective within the tribes in their programs and their businesses. Furthermore, adding additional developmental trainings online, which would be a great asset to any member from a tribe across the United States that can be accessed, is an ideal advantage. This would be an easier pathway to utilize for the leaders who wish to not pursue higher education, and as a means of getting online and accessing professional development. Also, it would be an ideal way of saving time, travel, and more importantly, tribal dollars that seem to be decreasing. In conclusion, the NAL offers crucial courses in the existing program as it is. However, many of the students in their master's program are in departments that heavily rely upon federal programs. Why not offer additional resources to better serve the Indian community? In addition, offering these types of sources in the NLA program can only enhance future leaders and leaders already in those positions. But bringing valuable information that will be a service to all Indian country in this changing society. The more knowledge that we learn as Native people, the better we will be when we go against governmental issues involving our Native people within the United States. No warrior wants to go into a war without a battle plan. Thank you.